Yo, what's going on, guys? The Copy Dog here, back with another Overwatch League video. Today, I'm going to be talking about the Week 3 standings and the transitions of teams that dropped and rised in the standings between Week 2 and Week 3. And then I'm going to go in depth on the two teams that rose up the most and the two teams that dropped the most. So let's just get right into it. I'm going to put the standings from Week 2 to Week 3 right here, I believe, right there. It's going to be over there somewhere. Basically, what we're looking at is just the transitions between the 2 weeks. And as we can know, Excelsior is on top, and so is Titans, both undefeated. Reign sitting at a 3-1. They only rose up one spot, though, because they did really good in week 2. The Shock are the team that rose up the most. The highlights means that they rose up the most. The underlines means that they're the second most in standing. So Charge rose the highest in terms of placing higher, and then Charge at second place. And then we have Fusion in 6th, Defiant in 7th. They dropped a spot. Spitfire, they keep on rising. They're also in 7th. 9th, we have Eternal that dropped down 6th, and they are the second most dropping team. But I mean, again, they've only played 3 games so far, so it's kind of hard to say if they're a good or bad team. I still think that they're good, but they just went against a really good Atlanta. Then 10, we have Fuel, then Spark, Hunters, the Dynasty. The Dynasty has fallen, ladies and gentlemen, at least for this week. So we're going to be talking about them. Then we have 14, the Dragons. They have risen up regardless. They went 1-1 this week. So usually teams that go 1-1, they rise up a little bit or drop a little bit. Like we saw with the Spark, they dropped down only 1. Then we have the Uprising, who have dropped a spot. The Outlaws, which have risen because they beat Mayhem, I believe. I believe they beat Florida Mayhem. And then Mayhem dropping down 2, losing to the Charge and to the Outlaws. Then we have Justice sitting near the bottom. And then we have the just amazing LA Valiant sitting at 20th spot. So today we're going to be talking about Shock, Charge, Eternal, and Dynasty, and what I was impressed by. So let's just hop right into it. First team, the Paris Eternal. Now, Paris Eternal, they are an interesting team, but this week they went against the Atlanta Reign, and they got clapped. It was 4-0 or Overwatch, as I like to call it. And yeah, I don't know. They just looked unprepared. Atlanta Reign was abusing Cruz, who is arguably their best player on the team. Maybe soon you could argue is better, but I think Cruz is better in my opinion. They just abused him a lot. That it could be considered rape in essence. So I still think this team is good, and I still do think that they have a lot of promise and potential, but they're going against a lot harder opponents in the next upcoming weeks. I know they have a game against... Wait, let me look at their schedule real quick. Okay, whew. So this week, week 4, they go against the Titans and the Shock, and then next week they go against the Washington Justice and the Philadelphia Fusion. And I think they're going to go 2-2 overall, finishing their stage 4 and 3. But they might drop a game to Philly or San Francisco, which they could beat. They could actually even beat Titans. Who knows? Maybe Atlanta is just that much better, and Paris is still a good team. We'll just have to wait and see. But yeah, I don't know what to think. They just abused Cruz, and because of that just messed up the entire team morale, and it was just a snowball after that second map. So overall, I'm not impressed with the Paris at all, but I still do think that they have potential. I still think that they are a good GOATS team, and I still feel like they will be making the stage playoffs. So regardless of that, they are the second most dropping team. We do have to talk about them, but I still have hope that they will do good. So that is the Paris Eternal, the Guangzhou Charge. Now, this is my favorite team, right? Besides the LA Gladiators, but maybe I'm going to retire them because they're, letting me down a lot. But the Guangzhou Charge, the first week they didn't do so good. They dropped game against the Chengdu Hunters, and that maybe was a nerve thing. In my opinion, it was a nerve thing. But ever since then, they just been looking so good. They're one of my favorite teams to watch just because of the methodical way they play GOATs. It's kind of like Atlanta. They play just GOATs so different and well. It's just so much fun to see. They beat the Fusion 3-2, and then they beat LA Valiant 3-1. It should have arguably been a 4-0, but LA Valiant does like to come alive on those last maps, as we have seen the past 2 series. So Charge, I definitely feel like they're going to be winning the rest of their games. I think they go against... they're going to be winning against the LA Gladiators for sure. And then they go against the Vancouver Titans. Now, the interesting thing is that the only team I feel like that has challenged the Titans so far is the Guangzhou Charge. And ever since that defeat, they have grown a lot as a team, and you could see it in game that they're just gotten better, like synergy wise. So I am actually really excited, and I'm also really excited that that is the last game of the stage 1 of season 2. It's going to be a fun game. Honestly, I might predict Charge. If Charge just look that much dominant against the LA Gladiators, I might just pick Charge to beat the Titans. But we'll have to wait and see. Anyways, super impressed with the Charge. Kib is looking good. Happy is just such a phenomenal Widow when he does swap to that hero. He looks just amazing. The way he plays, it's just it makes me happy. And then Hoppa and Rio just looking like a solid tank duo. Shu has really impressed me a lot. And honestly, he's just getting started. And then Chara, arguably their weakest link, but he's still doing pretty good. So I'll give him a break. It's hard to be the worst player on the best team, kind of like Excelsior, Titans, and stuff. I definitely feel like Charge is the top team. So, yeah, Charge looks super impressive to me. I am excited to watch their next 2 games. I'll definitely be watching them. So that right now is the Guangzhou Charge, the Seoul Dynasty. So, Seoul Dynasty, what an embarrassing week, if I must say. I, of course, did predict that Seoul would lose both of their games. Not a lot of people predicted that Boston would beat them, but I definitely see the potential in Boston, and they came alive that game. I don't know what's wrong with the Dynasty. I didn't get to watch most of their games, mainly because I was just busy at those times, but my God, Seoul Dynasty, just like, there's something wrong. I heard that they were really abusing Rio, and just like something probably was off, because Dynasty, they still should be better. I don't think that they're good, but a lot of people do rate them high. It was just sad to watch, you know. The Dynasty has crumbled, and it's only week 3, so maybe they can improve from here, but I honestly don't see it. This is an example of a team that even if you put a bunch of Koreans together, it won't work out all the time, and this is supposed to be the Korean team, so hopefully they can do it. I still think that their players are good. Like, Michelle has been super impressive. He's super flexible. Fissure's just looking solid. But I think it's just the DPS and support that are just underwhelming. I know they picked up new players. I don't know anything about them, but maybe that can help them. Who knows? We'll have to wait and see. But honestly, right now, the Dynasty, it's not looking good. The San Francisco Shock. I don't know what it is about electricity and doing good, but the Shock and Charge are that was bad. The Shock and Charge are definitely impressive. Shock this week, they went against the Washington Justice. Yeah, they were supposed to win that game, and they did. Good job for not choking. And then they went against the Hangzhou Spark, and that was a sloppy game, I must say. It was kind of like sad to watch in a way. Definitely impressed with San Francisco. Sinatra, honestly, is definitely one of the best Zaryas, and I would love to see someone try to argue that. People are like just hating on Sinatra because of Mr. 150k and he's cocky, but honestly, he has a reason to be cocky because he's amazing. I think right now he is the highest damage dealing player in all of Overwatch. Actually, let me check that real quick. Yeah, Sinatra is the highest dealing damage Zarya. He's one of the higher elim Zaryas as well. Yeah, he's the 3rd highest elimming Zarya, and he just looks super impressive. I don't think anyone can doubt that. The kid has skill and he has talent. The rest of them are looking good. Violet, he's also looking good. Not like amazing, but he's definitely looking good. Definitely a good debut for the guy. Architect and Rascal, who have been playing that Brigida, you know, looking good as well. I'm not going to talk about their players a lot, but San Francisco, they definitely should be doing good. Arguably, they were super highly rated at the beginning of the season, and I can definitely see why. I also myself rated them really high, so it's definitely glad to see that they got back on their feet and they're just going at it, and I'm excited to watch the rest of their games. I think that they'll definitely be a team that makes stage playoffs. My predictions for tomorrow's games. First game, just going to be Atlanta Marine versus LA Gladiators. It's going to be 3-1 or 4-0 in Atlanta's favor. Hurts me to say, you know, because I'm repping a Gladiator shirt. It hurts to say. But Atlanta winning 3-1. Philadelphia Fusion versus LA Valiant. Again, a 3-1 or 4-0 Fusion's favor. Toronto Defiant versus Chengdu. 4-0 Toronto's favor. It's weird that there's only 3 games in Thursday and Friday, but it's whatever. They probably just have to cut 2 games somewhere to make it do. So, yeah, thank you so much for watching. If you enjoy, make sure to like and subscribe. If you want to see more Overwatch League content like that, leave a comment suggesting any content you want from me or whatnot. And, yeah, anyway, I'm blabbering on. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you next time. Peace.